Hey YouTube, it's your favorite Magi Priest, and I wanted to talk about generational debt. And so, voodoo, which was practiced by the Yoruba people of Africa, and I'll put a picture of Africa on there. Yoruba people. Voodoo is really old, older than Christianity, and it was practiced by Yoruba people indigenous in Africa. A lot of tribalism was going, so there's different tribes, there's different deities, but for the most part, they align with the word voodoo. There's different forms of voodoo. Voodoo in the South is driven off of hatred, and so Haitian voodoo, Haitian run the French Revolutionary War, the Haitian French Revolutionary War, something like that. And so, yes, I'm a follower of Christ, and I also believe in Ahura Mazda. I take him as the father. And so, I practice a Zoroastrian form of, excuse me, a form of Zoroastrian that Ahura Mazda spoke to me, and it's a little different than traditional Zoroastrian magic. So I practiced a little voodoo. It was never initiated, so it wasn't properly done. But yeah, voodoo can be deemed as satanic and is often demonized and frowned upon by Christian people due to the reason it can affect other people. It can mess with the weather. There's voodoo spirits that affect for like different elements and stuff. The air, that's a Shango. He's the wind spirit, and so I can see why voodoo was often demonized and said that, and was like, no, they can't practice this because this involves magic. It's divination. It's witchcraft. It was deemed as bad, but to black people that practice it now, they're often woke. But some of them do display symptoms of hate and stuff because they're channeling into old ancestors, and so they're always going to want revenge, or they're always going to want someone to do a spell or to do a ritual for on on white people. So the reason generational debt could be a thing is because some people that have schizophrenia and stuff, they could have Wiccan heritage, they could have pagan heritage, and so some people are born schizophrenic, and that's due to those spirits not being at a please. They're not being spoken to. They're not being invoked anymore. So people just kind of push them away, and they're not, and then they fall on other people, and then now they're their problems and their generational debt. So the spirits got to be fed. The spirits got to be tend to. The spirits got to be worshipped. The spirits got to be ritual. The spirits need deities. They need like a sculpture in their likeness, or like a painting, or like an altar. And so when we do these things, we kind of take the burden off of other people, because other people will get those spirits, and those spirits would be talking to them and trying to communicate with them. But yeah, the reason Ahura Mazda gave us free will. And so free will is free from commanding hallucinations trying to control you. And so that can be seen as a mind control tactic. Like, I know that you, on the other end, you're able to receive messages, so I'm going to talk to you telepathically and try to control you. If you do not follow these commanding excuse me, if you do not follow these commanding hallucinations, they will often fade because they have no more control over you. And so I'm going to talk in another video about commanding hallucinations and why you may hear them. So, deuces. Oh, before I go, all hail Ahura Mazda, the greatest and all the highest God ever, the almighty Ahura Mazda. So y'all worship him at your own free will, and y'all will get an understanding. Deuces.